The following video was pre-recorded to be released at a more convenient time. Hey everybody, we're taking another fascinating saga into the world of What If. We're looking at the comic What If Donald Duck Became the Mighty Thor. Okay, this comic was written by Steve Redling, script by Richard Sosky, art by Gina Persato. Now, what this essentially is, this is a kind of telling a different take on the very first Thor story, but with the twist being that Donald is taking his nephews to Norway because they want to get one of their junior woodchuck merit badges. Let's see, to get their ancient Viking relics explorers. Yeah, if they get it, they'll be the first one in their their group to get this badge. So, of course, they've been studying ancient Viking lore and all this stuff. So because of this, Donald has a working knowledge now of Viking mythology, which would include Odin, Thor, Loki, and all this. This will come into play later, because what happens, he ends up hurting himself and limping along with the shovel. And if you think he's getting out of work, but he actually did hurt himself. And the stone ducks involved. One of them seems to be obsessed with opening food stands. So Donald runs. He thinks that one of them, unfortunately, no. And discovers the cane. If you guys know the story of Thor, you know what this cane is. But apparently Donald is worthy enough to lift the cane and ends up striking it and gaining the powers of the mighty Thor. And unlike Tom Blake, thanks to his nephews, he figures it out pretty quickly and has all the powers of Thor. And is pretty able to pretty much face them down. It's like the Rock would say, layeth the smacketh down on these creatures. And we see that Donald is actually a pretty competent superhero. This is an alternate timeline, but it seems that Donald, no matter what the form, is a pretty good superhero. Of course, he tells his nephews who he is, but they don't believe him. But he knows what really happened. In this world, he still has the powers of Thor. So overall, really good story, 5 out of 5, really enjoyed it. Would recommend picking this up. The next issue it advertises, which I don't have, is What If Minnie Mouse Became Captain Marvel? I only picked up the Fantastic Four ones and the 2 Donald Duck ones. Yeah, so that's my review of What If Donald Duck Became the Mighty Thor. So what do you guys think? Have you read all the Disney ones? And have you read the Mighty Mouse? Here I come to save the day. Have you read the Minnie Mouse one? And what did you think of that one if you've read it? Alright, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you're new. And if you haven't, check out my first review I did of the Disney ones, which is What If Mickey and Friends Became the Fantastic Four? Alright, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you're new, and we'll see you next time, right here on Bucky749 for another comic review.